So in this episode, we are going to do a field strip and reassembly of a Holloway Arms Company HAC-7. This was designed by Bob Holloway, and this gun was made in the quantity of about 275 to 350 rifles. There's two lists with two conflicting numbers, so nobody really knows how many have been made. It uses original AR-10 mags, which is pretty cool. So we're going to get started. First thing you do, make sure it's empty. And then, like on your AR-15, you've got a takedown pin and a pivot pin. And the rear one opens to the right side of the rifle, but the pivot pin opens to the left side, which is kind of cool. And then that comes off. Now, the stock folds, and it's a really glassy action. It's very easy to use, and that's also just kind of a sign of really high quality stuff. So, to get into it, pull the bolt back, take the guide rod, op rod, and recoil spring out, and grab your bolt carrier group and pull that out. So to remove the firing pin, lift up here and pull the firing pin out. Now it's kind of hard to get it up all the way because it's really fine. And that just pulls out. Then remove the cam and pull the bolt out. And then this comes off the top. And there's a little spring in here for the firing pin. And just watch out for that. That can come out. And that's a bolt carrier disassembly. For reassembly, we're just going to do everything in reverse. I don't put the spring in until I put the firing pin in. This can only go on one direction. If you put it on the other direction, it's too far forward. So that should give you a pretty significant indication you're doing it wrong. So slide this back in and then rotate the bolt so that the cam is showing. Cam hole lines up. And then the cam has a flat part and an angled section, and the angled section goes up. If you put it in upside down, you won't be able to get the bolt all the way forward because it will interfere with the piston up here. Okay. Once that's up, take the spring, stick it over the front of the firing pin, and guide that into the back. And then you're going to have to lift up on this again, get it in there, and then push it back down. Okay, and that's how you reassemble the bolt carrier group. So to get to the gas system, we are going to use a cartridge to undo this screw. Okay, we call this meta takedown because we're using munition or a part of the gun to take it apart. You know, the whole no tools necessary thing. And you're going to just use the rim to get in there, and then you're going to just crank that screw around. And twist that cartridge just like you would a flathead. It's a little different, but it's specifically designed to do this. Once it comes up all the way, comes out. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of nifty. So once you remove one side, you remove the other. And again, we are going to use the cartridge to help us out. I'm going to drop the casing in right there, and then you're going to crank it counterclockwise. Slide that out, and then start cranking that over. So unscrew this all the way, and then you're going to slide the casing back into it and then slide it up and line it up with that notch there. And then turn it counterclockwise. Let the casing out so that you can spin it. And spin it all the way out. And then this is your gas tube. So that is a full field strip. So for reassembly, you're going to do everything in reverse, starting with your gas tube. Get it in there, get it started. Crank it all the way in. Okay, then just to make sure it's snug, throw the casing back in, line everything back up, and give it a push. Yep, that's good. Okay, slide this over. Screw that one down. Throw in the casing. And make sure it's snug. It doesn't take much to make sure that it's all the way in. Then throw your hand guards back on. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and throw that bolt back in. And then putting in the op rod and recoil spring. Okay, so we're going to put the lower back on. And then function check it. And that is a full field strip and reassembly of a Holloway Arms Company HAC-7. Thanks for watching.